Good morning, boys and girls. Good afternoon. Probably good afternoon. Welcome back to science. Yesterday we started our new unit where we are talking all about pumpkins. We've entered into the fall season. It's October. We're going to learn all about pumpkins, what makes pumpkins grow, why they're important, and ways that we can describe a pumpkin. So we started yesterday by introducing some new vocabulary terms, and you guys got to practice those words at home with your parents. We're going to look at a few of those words again today, and then we're going to get to look and explore some pumpkins. So our first word is the word pumpkin. This is a pumpkin. We know that pumpkins grow in a pumpkin patch. Do you see? This is the pumpkin patch, just like we've talked about in our reading stories and in some of the other activities we've seen. We've looked at to see that pumpkins are they are a plant. And pumpkins, they're really, really neat because pumpkins, they're not quite like apples in that they grow from trees, but instead they grow on a vine. So this was the word we introduced yesterday. Vine. Pumpkins grow on a vine. Just like apples, they do have a stem and they start as a flower. So we introduced all of these different words yesterday. What we're going to look at today is the fact that pumpkins can be different. Not every pumpkin is the same. Some pumpkins are big, some pumpkins are small. We're going to read our story first to see a little bit about how pumpkins are different, and then I'm going to show you some examples. So here's our story. I pick fall pumpkins. It is fun to pick pumpkins in the fall. Pumpkins grow on a vine. Here's the word we saw just a few minutes ago, vine. They are ripe and ready to pick in the fall. Pumpkins can be orange. Here's our orange pumpkin. Pumpkins can be red. Pumpkins can be white. Pumpkins can be black, and pumpkins can be blue too. Some pumpkins are small. Some pumpkins are tiny. Some pumpkins are big. Some pumpkins are huge. A pumpkin has a stem at one end. The stem connects it to the vine. The outside of the pumpkin is called the skin. It's hard. It can be bumpy. The inside of the pumpkin, here's the inside if we cut it in half. It's soft and mushy. It's called the pulp. Lots of seeds are also inside of a pumpkin. Some pumpkins are for eating. This pumpkin pie is soft and sweet. These pumpkin seeds are salty and crunchy. What do you like best about pumpkins? So we've learned that pumpkins are growing, living things. Pumpkins can be all different colors. Not every pumpkin is the same. We know that some are small, some are big, some are huge. So I brought in today a few small pumpkins like this one. This is a small orange pumpkin. And when we look at this pumpkin, it's pretty smooth. Here's a small orange pumpkin. I also brought us a small white pumpkin. This one neat. And here's another small orange pumpkin. Pumpkins also come from a family we call a gourd. This is a green gourd. You see it? It's a type of pumpkin. It's green. Isn't that neat? But these are the ones we're going to focus on today. When you look at pumpkins, we can know they are different colors. They could be orange. They could be white. But pumpkins can also be different based upon how they feel. So we can use our 5 senses, like we talked about at the beginning of the year, to talk about how does a pumpkin feel. A pumpkin might feel smooth, or it might feel bumpy. So a smooth pumpkin is one that you can just rub your hand on, and it's very soft. It's very smooth. Your hand just kind of moves on it. Your skin is probably very smooth. Smooth is soft. See if you can find something else in your house or around you right now that is smooth. Do you see anything? I bet the tables are smooth. I bet maybe your iPad or your computer feels smooth. They're smooth. They're soft. Some pumpkins can look a little funny. They can look like this. Do you see all of these little dots all over this pumpkin? When I rub my hand on it, it makes my hand bump. So we call this pumpkin bumpy. This is the word bumpy. So all of these little bitty pieces that are all over the pumpkin make it feel bumpy. Can you think of anything in your house right now that might feel bumpy? Sometimes carpet can feel bumpy. Maybe you have like your shoe can feel bumpy. Not everything is smooth. Sometimes it's bumpy. Isn't that neat, you guys? All of our pumpkins are different in some way. They can be big, small, they can be different colors, or they can feel differently. So you guys have an activity today in Seesaw where you can look at these different types of pumpkins, and I will see you guys soon.